Hey everybody, it's that time again. It's time for your very own Poem of the Week. We are coming to you live from Austin, Texas, where, my friends, we truly keep it weird. It was here that comedian Rita Rutter observed that other dogs just think poodles belong to a weird religious cult. Hear, hear! Time for your fun Texas fact. Think about this the next time you say, "This ain't my first rodeo," because the very first rodeo happened in Pecos, Texas. And as a lifetime entertainer, I find this interesting that the first person to charge admission was in Prescott, Arizona. Come gather around me, people. We got plenty of seats right up front. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm not in the usual location. I'm at my friend Karan Mal's place. Show us some love. Hit the love button, it will come back to you in infinity. Don't hit the anger button. We got plenty of that in this world. Look at how many seats we got. Show me some love. Okay, we'll be that way. If you would like to support me or this broadcast, you can do so. We are listening to Pete Weiss and the Weistronauts. If you would like to support me or this broadcast, you can do so at paypal.com/BaldChandler or at Venmo, The Chris Chandler Show. If you'd like to be a continuing contributor, you can do so at patreon.com/The Chris Chandler Show. Please don't forget to share it. Enough of the crass commercial announcements. Thank you so much. Oh, you may have noticed, life tip here. Loft beds and ceiling fans do not mix. There you have it. I said we'd get right to it, and I think that we should do that. Why don't we introduce our guest, our special guest. Would you please welcome Karan Mal for your very own Poem of the Week.
Hey there, folks.
I told you the cropping on Facebook would be different than the camera.
Hello, how are you? It's nice to see you up close and personal in my own bedroom.
Yes. We'll leave that one alone. It's great to see you. Have a lovely place here. Does this place have a name?
We call it Woody's Place or the Stick Farm.
So here, that's where we are, at Woody's Place or the Stick Farm.
Yes, named after our dog Woody.
Oh. Did Woody fetch sticks?
He used to. Yeah, he's getting on in years.
So we got a little song for him. You guys up for a story? Say, "Tell me a story, Chandler." Type it out on the keyboard. Go ahead and say, "Tell me a story."
Someone's loving you.
Looks like Kat. Hey, Kat, how you doing?
Hi, Kat.
Here we go. This is one of Karen's songs.
When I was 3, I could not tell a lie. Everyone I knew was still alive. My best friend Irene was a few houses down. All the people I loved lived in the same town.
I was driving through Wyoming when my GPS stopped working. And I'm thinking, what? No service? Then I remembered the first time I had driven through Wyoming. It was about 30 years ago. And I had just started booking shows in clubs, and I had booked a show in New York City. And believe me, coming from Stone Mountain, Georgia, that was a big deal. Only I had to make a phone call. And the signs on the highway said no food, no services, no phones, and they meant it. It wasn't very long ago at all that large swaths of this country didn't even have phone service. But these days, you can't find a payphone, but it's for very different reasons.
I couldn't tell time, it was time that told me when to wake up and how hungry to be. My dad was the handsomest man that I knew, and my favorite art was the pictures I drew.
Oh, the good old days that never were. The ones that we tattoo on our psyches or even our bodies to remind us of a particular place and time. I remember when I was in elementary school, there was a kid in my class that actually had a tattoo. I was afraid of him. I wanted to be like him. But you got to understand that I am not from this current generation of suburban rebels who have opened tattoo parlors and shopping malls. And the tattoo itself was of a skull with a jester's cap. And believe me, the Grateful Dead was not a part of my childhood. The Jerry Garcia Transformer robot doll had not yet been marketed.
And the fireworks on that 4th of July were the best ones that I'd ever seen. There was nothing to lose, nothing to fear in a world where my mother was queen. And when I was lost, someone always came looking for me. When I was 3.
Oh, how that image disturbed me. The skull with the jester's cap. But then I thought, what do you want your legacy to be? To go through this life making people laugh, and after you die, you're still doing it? The image grew in my mind. It became bejeweled and beribboned. To this day, whenever I see a tattoo, and as you know, these days tattoos are wholly ubiquitous. Whenever I see a tattoo today, it always pales in comparison to the memory of the one that I had seen as a child.
The water was never too cold at the beach. Nothing I wanted was out of my reach. I was at home, in or out of my clothes, and the dandelion flower was as pretty as a rose.
Now, the reason that I was in my hometown was to go visit the family, and while I was there, I ran into the kid with the tattoo. And I got a chance to tell him how much it had meant to me, that I'd spent the past 30 years of my life traveling around the country, trying to make people laugh. And I hope that after I die, I'll still be doing it. And I talked him into taking his shirt off and showing it to me. And I saw it in all its reality. It looked like a prison tattoo. Thin blue lines hanging off of aging flesh. He told me he had done it himself with a sewing needle and a ballpoint pen, and was considering having it removed. And I thought, laughter dies, not from age, but from vanity, and in this case, laser surgery.
They say newborn babies know how to swim, and new made lovers glow when they begin. But it's the learning of fears, it's the weight of the years that makes us forget who we've been.
As I said, the reason that I was in my hometown was I was visiting my mother, who was aging. And my siblings had called me and told me it was time to come visit, and I did. Only once I got there, I managed to get really sick. I caught this stomach virus, and I found myself in bed. It was my childhood bed. And I looked down the hallway, and I saw my mother had managed to get out of bed, and she was struggling down the hall with her walker. And she was carrying a tray of chicken noodle soup and saltine. She put a thermometer in my mouth. It was the same thermometer she had put in my mouth as a child. I had 102-degree temperature. She wiped my forehead with a washcloth.
My siblings and I had not grown apart. No sweetheart had ever broken my heart. I had no regrets, no emotional scars, and no secret reasons for wishing on stars. And the fireworks on that 4th of July were the best ones that I'd ever seen.
Oh, how the tables had turned.
I had nothing to lose, nothing to fear in a world where my mother was queen.
I had come home to take care of her.
And when I was lost, someone always came looking for me.
But somehow she found strength in my illness.
When I was 3.
It's the only time in my life I can remember being glad that I was sick.
I had nothing to lose, nothing to fear in a world where my mother was
And
queen.
the only thing that I could do was to lie in bed and savor the taste.
And when I was lost, someone always came looking for me.
Of chicken noodle soup and saltines.
When I was 3.
Because I knew that it was going to be the last time that my mother would ever mother me. Thank you, Karen. That was lovely.
Nicely done.
Thank you. That was your poem of the week, and I hope you will hang around for a moment for your moment of spin. No more crass commercial announcements. We'll just get right to it. Moment of spin. Actually, because we got a special guest, we're going to make it a different moment of spin. And instead of giving me a number between 1 and 3, why don't you give me a number between 1 and 4? Technically between 0 and 5, but moment of spin. We've got an extra little thing to throw in here, number 4.
I'll choose 3.
You're going to choose 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That would be observations from the thin highways of fat America. So now, give me a number between 1 and 130.
23.
23. Very precise. I wonder if apes think that they evolved from man. There you go. Your moment of spin. Thank you so much. This has been your poem of the week, and we will see you next week.